The Mitsubishi Pajero is a very popular four-wheel drive in Australia, and whilst many of them are just glorified wagons to pick up the kids from school, as an off-roader, they go alright. Today, we're going to take a look at the very first NP model Pajero as a second-hand buy. And the model we're reviewing is the 3.5 litre Petrol, top-of-the-range, very late 2002 Exceed. Mitsubishi designed a monocoque body for the previous NM Pajero in 2000, and the NP model is the first facelift Mitsubishi would give the well-accepted four-wheel drive. Essentially, the Pajero you buy today in 2019 is the same revolutionary chassis that was introduced almost 20 years ago. As a suburban warrior, the Pajero drives more like a car than a four-wheel drive, and that's thanks to the independent front and rear suspension, which for an off-road vehicle, some think to be a disadvantage. But put a 50mm lift, a decent set of shocks, and some all-terrain tyres on the Paj, and it'll go just about anywhere that a sensible driver will want to take it. The first of the NP Pajero Exceeds, like this one, had pretty much the same interior as the previous model. It still had the 6-stack CD player, which would disappear in later model Exceeds, central locking, full power windows, with all 4 window controls easily accessible on the driver's door, power mirrors, front and rear spotlight switches within easy reach, climate control with an LCD screen providing temperature and comfort settings, rear air conditioning with controls in both the back seat and up front. The Super Select Gearbox was fitted as standard in the NP Exceed. In fact, you couldn't get this model Exceed in a manual, and why would you want one when the Super Select system is such a reliable and easy to use gearbox control system? Unlike many four-wheel drives in its class, the Pajero had and still has the option to drive in two-wheel drive, and then change into four-wheel drive at highway speeds. The centre diff lock can be engaged on the run when four-wheel driving, and with a quick stop, you can have the Pajero in 4 low for the more serious tracks. The late 2002 model Exceed came with 16-inch wheels, making for a wide tyre choice. Bull bar options for the Pajero were also numerous, and many owners fit them to provide extra front-end protection. For general four-wheel drive tracks and trails, the Pajero eats it up. It drives well off-road and provides good feedback through the wheel. The independent suspension on the Pajero does limit the wheel travel somewhat, but if you pick your lines carefully and drive the tough stuff sensibly, it's very capable over even the hardest of tracks. The first of the NPs, like this one, came out with a 3.5 litre petrol engine. Later, Mitsubishi would introduce a 3.8 litre, and whilst the petrol engine was still very popular, it was very heavy on fuel, and when towing could easily get up into the 20 litres per 100 kilometre zone. Around town, it would average between 14 and 16 litres per 100, so you'll need to keep that in mind if buying a second-hand petrol variant. The NP was also the first of the Pajeros to introduce Mitsubishi all-terrain technology, or MAT, which came standard on the Exceed. But the 3.5 litre petrol model still uses an accelerator cable, so the extent of MAT is really just ABS and traction control. The traction control is therefore limited to wheel braking only, and annoyingly, the traction control can't be switched off. The 3.5 litre Pajero has good power at 140 kilowatts and reasonable torque at 303 newton metres, but it also has a small 90 litre fuel tank, which will limit the length of a big outback journey, so be sure to pack some jerry cans. In terms of buying a second-hand petrol Exceed, expect to pay between $4,000 and $10,000 depending on the condition and the number of kilometres. As an off-roader, the Pajero is a great four-wheel drive, and if you want to take it to the office on a Monday, it's still a comfortable ride. As a second-hand four-wheel drive, for the money, they still stack up well against the competition. But our recommendation would be, consider a diesel model over the petrol. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories of buying second-hand four-wheel drives. Make sure you also watch our other review videos, linked in the description below. And don't miss any of our other videos by subscribing to the channel.